OKFM 101.7.
In another development, when you and I know more demonstration, governor of the Bank of Ghana, say by on any deputies in court. What Babantri be ya no say mokra and say mokra munyo bia muye hooligans keke. Beyond a demonstration muye no. Mubaya bibi minimum me sure say demonstration de munye bi because muye bia mu a minimum word ya what hooligans echi. Obasa dia mamu.
And because of the economic consequences, and that the person may discuss it. Once you have requested, the Metumia confirming is demonstrations not yet. No matter how we have called or how we are called, name calling, intimidating, and all of those things are not yet. It only reflects negatively on those who engage in that kind of conduct. Asema AC governor ne very bad decisions, illegal conduct, and I protested against. And Osha constitution no more. Every Ghanaian has the right to demonstrate. Constitutionally guaranteed. If you carry out what is lawful, what is a right, what is constitutional guaranteed, wunya hooligan, wunya uncivilized, and it only reflects the mindset of leadership. People who are serving us and how they see the people they are serving, how they see the employers. Yeah, money, yeah, taxes, and one mismanage. He sees us as hooligans. It's just a reflection, and that is why you can see the kind of lawlessness he has engaged in. Many occasions say, Governor we are printing 77 billion Ghana cedis without parliamentary approval, in flagrant violation of Section 30 of his Act. I mean, a conduct that is so unlawful, egregiously and unlawful. I mean, something that must not even be contemplated. But this governor has done that. 77 billion. Many occasions say, Governor, we were creating the biggest losses in our entire nation's history. 60.8 billion. Negative equity, 55 billion. And in the midst of all of this crisis, we go central bank, what depleted your reserves to an all-time low, according to the IMF and the World Bank, all-time low. This governor decides at this time, can you believe it? At this time of collapsing the central bank, making the central bank insolvent. I think now also, or not there up a new office, a befitting office, as kind of Oyata calls it. And if you add the cost of the land, meaning $300 million. At this time, I mean, no leader who is sensitive to the plight of the people, who has his priorities right, will create such a mess, such a crisis, and then decide, say, Afekrana or could sit head office. $300 million. Imagine what $300 million can do. I mean, crisis, Governor, we are creating. Don't downplay the crisis, because of Sika or printing, see how it led to inflation. See how all of those terrible monetary policy decisions has led to the kind of financial climate where we have been shut out of the international sovereign market. Totally shut out. Many occasions say because of all these bad policies, we are, for the first time in our country's history, we are experiencing what they call debt restructuring. Obia financial haircuts. One kasa usikao. Sika why invest it? Look at the plight of our senior citizens, pensioner bondholders. They cannot have access to their own money. We are talking about the destruction of livelihoods, people's life savings. And on top of all of that, don't forget, sir, this governor has carried out the most reckless financial sector cleanup, which has led to over 400 banks and financial institutions being collapsed. more than 50,000 jobs have been lost in the process. Bank managers, your classmates are no more bank managers. As you say, they are now Uber drivers. Many people's careers have been destroyed because this governor opted for the nuclear option. Okay, risk assessment reports that was done by the experts now. They said with 9 billion of capital injection, we could have saved the banks, identify the bad directors, you can prosecute them, you can even jail them, and then you preserve the banks and the financial institutions. That is what people who are humane, who care about the people who are not driven by malice, distraction, and carelessness. No, that is the kind of policy they will have adopted. Now, so Governor Way adopted the nuclear option. He spent over 25 billion, and what do we see? Total destruction of the indigenous financial sector. Many occasions say, in terms of local participation in our banking and financial sector, this governor has totally destroyed all of it. Whereas other countries, they are making sure they are more implementing policies, measures that will grow the indigenous base. Because Ghana or Yesika or Ghana, the money stays in Ghana. All of these foreign banks, they are always, taking out their profits. And there are no guarantee. BBC or Omaya, they leave immediately to their own countries. And these are very grave matters. What you expect is that at the very least, this governor should just have resigned, apologize to Ghanaians and resign. But Onumong, hooligans. And I can assure you, sir, demonstrations no because we are planning a series of new actions. And when Parliament resumes, you will see a number of parliamentary actions taken on this matter.
Honorable.
Yeah.
And now you need leader Kasai, Honorable Seche Mensabusu. Already two cardinal issues. One, I say, nipa noa mo peso ba parliament ebe church in semu mo abona senwem e wo court of public opinion enti hu hia so beba. Secondly, was sa dan na o mo kosie no wo mo kire wo mo nim se Western Africa Monetary Zone one office for Ghana ha, then they need to be housed within the premises of Bank of Ghana. And no, yeah, another was other financial institutions and then secretariat bebewa so we should be together in one edifice. And come on, what can I say it was saying? Honorable. So I said, was that canoe? Not Naman, why? Nana. Yeah. Bank of Ghana. Nana, me bua konta kire wo se. Yenya governance bebre.
Yeah. My Bank of Ghana governance.
Na Ovoriata de o shake fanso.
Finance minister.
Na mamin koye adwuma yin samra.
Na koye.
Na saba.
Na koye bra.
Na adwuma de be keka na enyem de. Mo mama ye show down bia o. Honorable Mesamu Akwaba.
Yo, Major Somenia.
Leader of government business. Honorable Seche Mensabusu. Raise two cardinal issues. One, was say a dynamo jim watching ye can want some. One pa, there are not enough offices. I bet house the staff of the Bank of Ghana. They are told to me more money to yourself West Africa Monetary Zone. They need to be housed together with the Bank of Ghana. Where bank for wamu so munya offices be to monitor niema wodo e ho. Enti edi se wamu si sa dan no. Na mo samo ka mo penso. Mo o man sika ko si hotel 150 million. Mo si ba ko Northern region, mo si ba ko Western region. Mo penso no and $150 million you will be and come bibia. More times you can't be away with so times I want them moves, I want them move. More crime at the end of the year. One fan could see Bank of Ghana die. More pens will see hotel at the cost of $150 million. And I was such a movie say. Governor of Bank of Ghana, what my parliament here who and say what the kind of quiet demonstration egu papa ni masia wi afa na mu wi am so samra parliament what be any ni ana ne se what you say
yo medase Eddie kind on the issue of say young demonstration ye governor no the nemase and all of that your response and it say governor no ono anejuma the waye ne actions ne conduct na edi enungwasie aba enye demonstration na yen ye koyeye ono an conduct what kind independent audit report conducted by Deloitte showed the financial statement of 2022 of the central banker long before your demonstration. Indeed, that is even the basis upon which we are now demonstrating. Say, Governor Way, he is a misgovernor, he is reckless, he is lawless, he is bad for the Ghanaian economy. And it is interesting, say, previous governors did not do even a quarter of what this governor has done. But Honorable Chairman Zabons and his colleagues, his collaborators, Gabriel Seroche Dakomo Omunyana, they called on previous governors to resign. Nowhere near the conduct. Those governors had not printed money illegally. I mean, you know the consequences. Look, Mineo Kazas say there are governors in other countries who are in jail, who are being prosecuted. Call Nigeria, call Lebanon, call Slovakia. Governors all over the world, are not immune because you become governor. No, it doesn't make you a law unto yourself. It doesn't make you immune from the laws of the country. And the governor where you can enumgwasia, and you no ankasani conduct, and your demonstration yo decided say obe printing money without parliamentary approval, 77 billion. Deciding say in times of crisis, obe managing a huye. Obe conducting obe discipline. How can you spend over 70 million on travels, just on travels, over 130 million? Say what the vehicle maintenance. I mean, what the top brand new cars cranka a year. It's okay on one performance sheet. Ne decisions or take it no. Very very reckless. Inti enumgwasia die eyonoana. Ode enungwasiano aba his own conduct, his own lawlessness, his own illegalities, his own indiscretions. That is what has brought the disgrace. And yet demonstration we are only responding to his disgraceful conduct. Secondly, all of these projects are the Honorable Chairman Sabos all listed. I would like to see evidence of that. I'm not aware of any hotel Yakwakusi. I'm not aware. I'm hearing this for the in him and what the records reflect. As I said, during our time, when the Bank of Ghana made profit, we advised them to rather establish a hospital. Obekaya, President Mahama, the policy was that all of this, we have a health care challenge. Into all of these profitable institutions, the more profiter, you rather use the money to build hospitals that will help us address our health care, challenges. Into Obekaya Maritime, the Maritime Authority, when they made profits, they were encouraged to establish the Maritime Hospital. So, Anna Bank of Ghana, Yenya Bresono, we encourage them to construct a hospital, and we have the bank hospital. A war rich. COVID by Yenya Yenimse, Anka Enyet Bank Hospital, Anka Enye Rich Hospital, Anka Enye UGMC, where they even made VIP and the ministers. That's where they went when they were they contracted the virus. Our our record.
Okay.
Superior. It's a humane, responsible record that we are proud of. What I know is that during our time when we made profits, we used it for a social intervention for a hospital which will serve the larger good of the people. We didn't go spree of any. Look, nobody is saying, say, oh, say, host West Africa Monetary Zone, say, World Bank for mobile chroma, they can come and meet you in a nice office. Nobody has said that those dreams are not dreams you cannot have. But the issue is timing, meaning your timing. Uko Australia, Australia put up an impressive bid and won the right to host the Commonwealth Games. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
The Commonwealth Games.
Mm-hmm.
The Australian Prime Minister, who said the cost of organizing these games has spiraled out of control. Our economy is no longer that strong. At the time, they were doing well economically. Now, so when it has now come to construct a new stadium and all of that, the economy is weak. If there's inflation, there's unemployment. Only the Australian Prime Minister, he addressed the nation, the international community, and told the whole world, say, it doesn't sit well with his conscience. Say, ahuchere abba ni maimo na or spend billions of dollars for an 11-day tournament, which will further exacerbate the economic situation. And Australia is pulling out of the game. That is responsible leadership. That is great leadership. It's a timing. In good times, you can do some of these things, but when the times are not good, and this project started in 2020 when COVID has struck, and is continuing now when the bank has made losses, historic losses, unprecedented losses. That is what good leaders do. Who call United States of America? Unim said just before COVID, 2019, they had ordered new Air Force One, new presidential jet. COVID here, President Biden or say, look, it doesn't sit well with his conscience, and he doesn't know how the American people will take it. COVID economy not ayeding. Now, you the president, new presidential jet. It's one him he went back to the manufacturers, renegotiated with them, and said, sir, it should come 5 years later. At the time, he would even not be in office, so nobody will say, sir, he's looking at his creature comfort, his personal, luxury needs. Despite the fact that the expert said that, look, Air Force One are here about 21 years now. They need to change the fleet, They have deferred it. They've kicked it down the lane for another 5 years. You see these examples all over in countries where leadership is more sensitive to the plight of the people. Leadership is really what leadership should be. Not just, we can do whatever we want. The people can roast in hell. Look, all of these excuses are those excuses in their heart of hearts say, it's baseless. There's no sense in them. There's no justification. And really, the more they come up with excuses, the more they are annoying Ghanaians and worsening their plight. It means the current crop of leaders they just have lost touch. They have no sense of reality and no sense of prioritization. In the these defenses are the honorable majority leader or the Tujano. He should look. After all, don't they claim that the Bank of Ghana is independent? Why are they doing this to their own reputation, messing themselves up in their quest to defend an independent institution? Look, these justifications, it doesn't wash. It doesn't wash at all.
OKFM 101.7.